Module 11, Topic 3. You need to go to Blackboard and you're going to want to go into Topic 3, Database Connectivity and Controls. You should read sections 11.5 and 11.6. There's some additional information here, but what you're going to want to do is we're going to download the tutorial 11-3 file and save it. And in this case, it's just a product database file that is going to be loaded. And then we are going to follow the instructions for tutorial 11.3 in the textbook. So if we take a look, again, be sure to use Visual Studio 2017 version 2. That's the Enterprise Edition. We're going to be on page 668 in your textbook. And you may run into some similar error messages as in the last project, but I've showed you how to solve them. And so let's get started on this one. And I'm actually going to close this solution that we had there because we are going to actually start a brand new one. If you take a look at page 668 in your textbook, it asks you to create a new Windows Form app. So we're going to create a new project and start from scratch. And then we want to pay attention to wherever that file was that we saved, but we're going to create a Windows Form app, and it's going to ask us to name this, don't remember, products. It's under step 1. Click OK. Pay attention to where it's being saved. Mine's still being saved in the repo, so I'm just going to leave it there. This cannot be created because another project named that already exists in that folder. So I'm just going to just say OK. I've been practicing, so we're going to browse. I'm just going to throw it in my downloads folder for right now. And we should be good. And so it's named products, so I'm going to click OK. And now we are going to add a new data source to this project. So the first thing that we're going to do when we set this up is to add a new data source. So we have nothing over here as far as a data source. There's nothing over here in my data sources on the left hand side. So I need to go to Project and add a new data source. Database is what I want to select. I'm going to select a data set. And what do I want to open? I need to go and find that file that I just downloaded, and it should have been downloaded in, I don't know where mine downloaded. I have to go find it. Okay, I moved it to the downloads file, the same file that my project is in, but what you want to, you'll have to extract it. It downloads as a zipped file, but just to show you what's in here is it's only the database, the MDF file, and then a log file. So that's what we're going to be looking for here. So now that I've saved it in that location, we will be able to find it. We click on Product DB MDF, DB for database, and I click Open. And I should just be able to click OK. And now it says, attempting to connect to something that's not compatible. You must upgrade the database file to make it which will make it incompatible with earlier versions of SQL, etc., etc. We just want to say yes. So we want to make a copy of it, and we're not going to worry about it being incompatible right now. If you were working in industry, you would have to worry about that, but we're not going to. So that actually is going to, and it says the data connection is going to be with product, and we hit next. And now it says the connection is not in the current project. Would you like to copy the file? We say yes. And we should be able to continue. It sets up a product string. If you take Advanced C#, you'll work with those connection strings when you start connecting things. It will retrieve the database, and it'll take a little bit longer on our machines in the lab, but you want to click on whatever table that you want. Okay, we only want the product table, so we're going to select that, and it's going to be named Product DB Dataset. I don't know if they want us to rename that at all. I might just leave it as it is. So if they want you to rename it in the book, you can. I'm just going to go ahead and click Finish. Just pay attention to what it is named, Product DB Dataset. And now we have a product data set down here. Now this particular time it's going to ask you to work with a different view, I believe. So when we work with the product here, instead of using the data grid view, we are going to use the details view. This is on page 673 in your textbook as you read through stuff. And so very much like the other one, except we've got a little error up here. I'm not sure if this is going to work. So let me refresh and see if that looks okay. All right, so whenever there's a red X up there, you want to click refresh up here to make sure everything's kind of squared away. We want the details view, and then again you just drag and drop. And when we drag and drop it onto the form, and then we execute, click start, it's going to show us the product number, description, units on hand, etc., but it's going to be in a different view than the data grid view. So this one's similar, but this one's what they call a details view. So that's going to be it for that tutorial. That's tutorial 11-3. And so take a screenshot of this, and you guys can take a screenshot of all these things and put them all in one file if you want, and submit one file, and I'll count it off for all of them. Or you can show it to me in class as you guys are getting them done. I'll have a clipboard and I can check things off for this. Okay,